Good Monday morning, friends. It is so nice to see you. I am Christiana Gaudette. I am your Tarot Fairy Godmother, and we're doing our Monday morning thing. It's time for the 3-card weekly reading. So happy to see all of you here. If you're watching an archive, thank you so much for being here. You know the drill. We're going to do 3 cards for the collective. Then I'll do individual cards for all who request it. While you're listening, if you hear something that resonates for you, whether or not it's a card I pulled for you, go ahead and take that as a reading for yourself. That is part of the magic of how tarot works in a group setting. Before we go any further, I want to say thank you so much to Maria Barisi for starting us out this morning with a super sticker. I really appreciate it. Super chats and super stickers are a way that you can support this channel. You can also support this channel with your membership. And so there is a huge shout out here to all of the members who are here today. You can tell who the members are because their names are in green. So let's all give them some love. They make a monthly commitment to this channel. Now, if you're interested in membership, I'd love to have you. You can become a member at one of 3 levels, and you can drop it at any time. You can go up a level, you can go down a level, you can say, I don't want to be a member anymore. No problem. I'll still love you, and I'll still read for you. All right. 2 more announcements. First of all, the obvious one right here on the screen, StarCon, less than 2 weeks away. Can you believe it? Yeah, get your tickets. It's available online. The entire conference is available online during the weekend conference. And then for 30 days after, you can watch replays of all the classes in your ticket. And we're going to have some special live events during that time as well. So it's 3 days, but then it's 30 days. It's pretty cool. And that's true whether you're in person or online. So if you want to join us in person, that's great. If you want to join us online, that's great. One way or the other, we would love to have you. Starcon.com, you can see it right there, STAARCON.com. Now, because of StarCon, there is only 1 class on YouTube this month. I apologize for that. Well, actually, no, that's not true. There's 2. There's a members only class at the end of the month, January 27th. So if you're a member, you get 2 classes. But for everyone else, 1 class, and that's coming up this Thursday. And it's a Tarot for Beginners class. So if you're a beginner, join us. If you're not a beginner, join us. Tell your friends who are beginners to join us. You know, if you're not a beginner, I still want you there because A, you may say something that will help a beginner, and B, maybe you'll learn something or relearn something that will help you. So please do join us for that. Okay, I'm finished with shameless self-promotion. It is now time for the 3-card weekly reading. All right. I am using Spiral Tarot today, which from my perspective means I'm lacking imagination this morning because this is one of my workhorses and has been for years. I know this looks really new. That's because I've worn out more copies of this deck than I could possibly count. So am I doing anything adventurous this morning? No, I'm not. I'm reading with one of my most comfortable familiar decks, which, by the way, is a good trick. You know, there's sometimes you really want to venture into a deck you don't know, and other times you just want what's comfortable. It's just like shoes, man. There's sometimes you want those really great high heel shoes, and other times you need your sneakers. It is a sneaker kind of day for me, so let's get her done. All right. 3 cards for the collective for the week. What energies will be available to us this week? Let's see. The first card, the 2 of Swords reversed. Choices, decisions, recognizing our power to make choices. And I think that there's a lot of question right now about who should choose for whom or you know, who gets to choose for themselves about all kinds of things. And I think as humans, we like to have a lot of agency. You know, we like to have a lot of ability to choose for ourselves. And sometimes we don't make the right choices. And sometimes the people around us make choices that are different than what we would choose. And we feel like that affects us. And it's kind of an issue. So this is a reminder that, whatever the extent of the freedom is that you personally have to make choices, treasure that. Treasure your agency and use it wisely. And if you've made bad decisions in the past, oh well, don't let that cause you not to trust yourself, because if making bad decisions were a crime, we would all do some jail time, right? I mean, we all have at some point made bad decisions, and some of the best things have come out of those bad decisions. So whatever. The moon. So the moon is such an interesting card. We had our in-person tarot meetup yesterday. We met outdoors. It was really kind of great. And the moon was a topic of conversation. It's such an interesting card, and there's so much mystery. So we look at these two things together and we sort of say, well, what decisions do we make in uncertain times? How do we find guidance for where we want to go and what we want to do this week, this year, going forward, whatever? You can make decisions according to the best of your knowledge. You can trust your intuition. You can do all kinds of things, but you're going to be either right or wrong in the end. I really get tired of people who are like, trust your intuition. Your intuition is always right. That's a bunch of crap. And here's why. Number one, to know each and every time, to know the difference between your intuition, your anxiety, your desires, your fears. No human does that well. I mean, I like to think I do it better than most because I make a living at it, but I have spent years and years and years honing that. Most people have not. And even I will say, probably not always do I get it right. So that's number one. And number two, okay, so there's how do you know it's the voice of intuition? And number two, I think there are times, where your intuition will say one thing and facts will say another, and you really do need to trust your intuition above the facts, and you're going to end up being right. I can think about times where what came up for me intuitively was so improbable, but it was the correct thing. And that's why we say, always trust your intuition. But here's the other problem. I have a problem with always. Always is a really messed up word because there is nothing in life that is always. There's always exceptions. That's where always comes in, right? Because there are exceptions. And so where I take this is we each have to hone our ability to hear our intuition. And we have to trust it most of the time. And that's the reality. And so when we look at these cards, let us not fall for the platitudes of, always trust your intuition. That's a freaking meme. It's not life. Life is work hard to know your inner voice and to know the difference between your inner voice and all the other voices. And learn to trust that and learn to follow that most of the time. And why is that so important this week? Well, I mean, what week isn't it important? But it comes up for this week. So for whatever reason, pay attention to that. And that is because, oh my gosh, that is because King of Pentacles reversed. We are discovering how much we don't know, how much everything is built on some pretty weird history. Whether you're talking about your own life and generational trauma, whether you're talking about society, any society, and how it is born of, religious oppression or financial oppression or any of those things. And so how do we find what is good? How do we find what is right within ourselves and within others? And we have to do all of that this week? Apparently, This is a week for some really deep thought, for some real soul searching, and for some real personal healing. That's what the energy is here for. And it makes sense because we're dealing with Mercury retrograde, which is a time to look within, to edit, to review, to rewrite, to look at things differently. You know, we get all like, oh, Mercury retrograde, oh no, oh no. And yeah, it can be tough, but it can also be this amazing opportunity for great healing. And I think that's what these cards are reflecting. So take the opportunity to review your personal history and to think about the things that you've believed and the things that you've been told that don't serve you, and then decide what really is true. That's what those cards are about. All right, that was fun. Deep for Monday morning. All right. Clumsy Clairvoyance. First of all, thank you so much for being here. And thank you so much for the super sticker. It's a unicorn. I love it. And Clumsy Clairvoyance says, my dad used to tell me everything in moderation, including moderation. Exactly. Exactly. And as spiritual people, we want to be like all in. And it's good to be all in, but you got to be in a place of moderation. Chin Minutia, the King of Swords reversed, is good for my piece about societal confusions on truth. Right? Right? Absolutely. All right, let's get to the individual readings. I'd love to hear your feedback about that very deep and interesting reading to start the week. I mean, there was a lot there that I think is for a long time out, not just for the week. But the idea that we could do some of that ancestral healing right here, right now, that feels good. Absolutely. All right. Let us get started with the individual requests. I will take these in the order in which I see them, starting with Marion Newbury. So nice to see you. Thanks for being a member here. Thanks for using one of the members only emojis. Here's a card for the week. Ooh, the High Priestess reversed, man. You're like hooking into that reading that we just did, where for you personally, there may be some tendency for you to be hard on yourself. There may be some tendency for you to live in shoulds and, you know, I was raised to do this, but now I do this or whatever. And I think it is really important for you to spend some time this week undoing all of that and just recognizing how awesome you are and trusting your own awesomeness. Seriously. All right. And my goodness, Angelic Michelle, thank you so much for being here. Thanks for being a member here. And thank you so much for the super sticker. Really appreciate it. Marion says, when I asked how to be more like the fool last week, we got unlearn your upbringing. So this week seems like a good time based on these three cards today. Yep. Pamela, the week collective reading has been my year. I'm like, damn, more. Yeah, man, we're all in it. But, you know, it's going to take us to where we need to be, without a doubt. Without a doubt. All right. Next one I see, Smile Soul 20. So nice to see you. Thanks for being a member here. Here is your card for the week. The Ace of Cups, so beautiful. This week, be open to love, whether that's meeting a special person, making a new friend, just opening your heart and dealing with people in a loving way. And I know you're good at that. But really be open to that this week. You know that you are loved. Know that you have the capacity to love. And everything you do, do with love this week. Kim K, so nice to see you. Thank you so much for being here. A card for you and a card for Belinda Murphy, of course. Kim, thank you for being a member. Really appreciate that. Here's a card for you. The Three of Cups reversed. This week, you're going to have very little patience for people. And I think you are kind of in a people business. And so know where it's time and where it's right to have good boundaries with others. And know where you really need to muster up some patience and be patient. And Belinda Murphy, of course. The Eight of Wands reversed. Belinda, there may be some ways you're feeling stuck where things are not moving forward the way you would like them to. So this week, think about what you can do to move things forward. And if there's something you can do, then do that thing. And if you're not in a position to do anything, then just ride with it. It'll happen when it needs to happen. Jean Mnuchin, so nice to see you. Good morning. Thank you for being here, and thanks for being a member here. Here is a card for you. The World reversed. Please excuse me. All right. So, Jean, you are working on some artistic pieces to perhaps show people the way you see the world, or get them to think about the way they see the world, or see things a little differently. That is your right path and what you want to work on this week. Kim K's looking for a card for coworker Yuhara. Of course. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong too. Please forgive me. If you want to give me phonetics on that, I would appreciate it. All right. The Seven of Wands. So you've got a lot going on, whether it's going to be a busy week at work or things going on at home or just things going on in your own life. There's a lot going on. Have good boundaries and know that you are capable of handling whatever you need to handle and doing whatever you need to do. Maria Baresi, so nice to see you. Thank you so much for starting us out today with a super sticker. Really appreciate that. A card for you and a card for your son, Anthony. Most certainly. Maria, here's a card for you. The Sun reversed. This will not be the worst week in the world for you. There are some things that won't go your way, but there's a lot that will. Look toward the light. Look toward what's positive. You focus on that and go toward that. Anthony. The King of Pentacles reversed. Now, I know we had that in our 3-card weekly reading, but for you, I think this is about your father. And I think this is about the connection you have with your father and how you are making your father proud and how you need to kind of know that and believe that. Hey, Pamela Phillips, so nice to see you. Thanks for being a member here. Happy Monday morning magic. Yes, ma'am. Here's a card for you. King of Swords reversed. This week, do not listen to other people. I was going to go on, and then I was like, no, you could just stop that. Don't listen to anyone this week. I mean, obviously, you're listening to me right now, but be careful. There are people around you who can speak negatively to you, even people who love you, who sometimes say things that cause you to doubt yourself. Don't listen to that. Seriously. Clumsy Clairvoyance, a card for the week, and thank you so much for the super sticker. Really appreciate it. Two of Wands. This week, recognize your ability to manifest what you want, not just in this week, but for this year. Recognize your power there in your ability to see the future you want for yourself and make it happen. Claire C., so great to see you. Looking forward to seeing you at StarCon. Thanks for being a member here. Here is a card for the week for you. You get the Seven of Cups reversed. I think this week things are starting to get clearer about how you're going to do what you want to do, what it's going to look like, what works, what doesn't work. You're getting clarity. And the reason you're getting clarity is you're getting a bunch of other people's crap out of your head so you can really see what you want to see. So that's well done. Carrie Dunnick, so nice to see you. Here's a card for you. Princess of Wands, which would be like the Page of Wands. You are starting new things. You are learning, you are growing, and you're doing it in a way that is spiritual, that is creative, and maybe even fun. You may wish you were further on along than you are, but no worries. You are exactly where you need to be, and you are growing the way you need to grow. Jake, so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Jake, you get the Ace of Wands. This week, consider starting or revising a creative project, something that really uses your skills and abilities creatively, and something that is a passion project for you. Be connected to that and see how far you can take it this week. Raquel, so nice to see you. Thanks for being a member here. Here is a card for you. Hey, you get the moon, which also came up for the collective. This week, dive deep into your creativity, dive deep into your intuition, dive deep into solving all of the mysteries in your life. I mean, you don't have to solve them all this week, but do your best. There is some confusion here. There are some mysteries here, but you have the ability to think about those things and figure out the right way to handle them. Peggy Lou Levent, so nice to see you. Thanks for being a member here. And thanks for being here today. Here's a card for you. The Four of Swords reversed. So, reversed, this card talks about getting busy, figuring things out, figuring out what you want to do. So I think you'll be feeling pretty okay this week, and will be able to take care of a lot of what you want to take care of and get some important things done. Gemini Sun, so nice to see you. Thank you for being here. Thanks for being a member here. A card for the week for you, Seven of Swords. So this may be a little bit of a tough week. You're like in your final month, I think, and there might be some pain and difficulty, as is probably anticipated. So deal with that. There might be some anxiety. I feel like you just need to breathe. Just breathe. Just breathe. All is fine. All will be well. Breathe and ask the right questions. There are some things that may be worrying you or bothering you. Ask the right questions. Liz Moore, nice to see you. Mystics Haven, you're the next request I see. Here's a card for you. Mystics Haven, Emperor reversed. Let go of negative male opinions that have been shared with you over the years and trust your own opinion. Or do some research to figure out what you want your opinion to be. But do not have in your head the opinions of others, especially the opinions of those, who have been patriarchal in your life. Seriously. Pamela's Insight, so nice to see you. Five of Wands reversed. This week, be in the flow. There are some weeks you really need to force to move forward, and other weeks, if you force, it's not going to get you anywhere. So just be in the flow. Take it slowly if you need to, and all will be fine. Give yourself a little bit of a break this week. Luxie's still learning, so nice to see you. Here's a card for you. The Six of Pentacles. Lexi, do not be afraid to ask for help if you need it. And definitely step up to help others if that seems required. No one functions independently. We are all here to help each other. And speaking of which, please like this video. That's how you help me. Samantha, so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Here's a card for you. Samantha, Five of Cups, I'm not reversed, Five of Cups. I'd like to see this card reversed, but it's not. Okay, so Five of Cups, there has been some loss, there's been some difficulty, but there are still good things there. Acknowledge the loss, heal from the loss, but also acknowledge the good things. More and more, when I think about this card, for you and in general, I sort of see it as holding space for both things. Holding space for grief, but also holding space for joy, all at the same time. It's nuanced, but it's necessary. Liz Moore, so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. The Empress. Liz, for me, this is very much about your family connections, your connections to ancestors, to loved ones, living and not living. Know that your ancestors are with you, and know that you are good at taking care of the people around you as well. Shh, the name that's fun to say. card for you. Yes, indeed. King of Swords reversed. This week, be careful about who you trust. There may be some people or some things that you've been trusting that you need to question. Charles Saddlemeyer, so nice to see you. Thanks for being a new member here. Here is a card for you, and then we'll do one for Lucian. Chara, Four of Pentacles reversed. So this is an interesting card. It might involve asking for help or helping others. It might involve needing to have better boundaries. And it might even involve, trying to figure out where do you need better boundaries and where can you actually trust more? Really thinking about that, like what is your relationship with your resources? And what is your relationship with the people around you vis-a-vis your resources, time, money, and energy? Who do you trust not to waste those things? Who are the people who do waste those things? That's what you have to look at. All right. And, oh my goodness, Raquel, thank you so much for the super sticker. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Okay. Lucian is next. Lucian, Seven of Swords, very similar to your mother, figuring out what and who to trust and how to trust yourself. For both of you, this week is a little bit of a trust walk, trying to figure out, where do you put your faith? Where do you put your trust? And how do you trust yourself? Kathy, so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member here. Here is a card for the week for you. Nine of Wands. Kathy, this reminds you this week to be patient, but also to pay attention to your own healing. A lot of us call this card the Wounded Warrior. And so you're capable, you're fine, you're okay. Be patient with everything, but work on your healing, whether that's physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual. Joanne Smith, so nice to see you and Charlie here today. Thanks for being members of this channel. Let's do you first, Joanne. A card for you for the week. Nine of Swords. There seems to be a lot that is upsetting and worrying right now. This week, pay attention to your feelings. Allow yourself to have your feelings, but don't spend too much time in that dark space. You are probably making it darker than it is. And Charlie, Five of Swords reversed. Sometimes it's about compromise. And you're kind of a person who's like all in. There's no compromise. It's win or it's lose. But compromise. There are compromises you have to make and be willing to make them. I just got it, Marion Newberry. You used the star emoji and then said con for StarCon. That's so cool. And I know you'll be joining us online, so I'm excited about that. All right. Kim Morse, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member here. Here is a card for you. This is the Princess of Cups reversed, so it's like the Page of Cups reversed. There may be some things going on with younger family members that are a little concerning. And so you may want to keep an eye on that this week. And just in your own heart, there may be some things that are not going the way you would like. Allow yourself a little time. It's okay to be bummed out. But also recognize that your heart is whole and that all will be well. Catherine Fan, so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Here is a card for you. Two of Cups reversed. This week, think about your relationships, romantic relationships, friendships, relationships to things, to job, to money, to tarot, to all the things. And figure out how your relationships are serving you and how they're not, and where changes need to be made. Wendy Milano, so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member here. Thanks for using one of the members only emojis. Here is a card for you. The Emperor reversed. We've been getting a lot of this. There's a lot of smash the patriarchy energy going on here today. For you, Wendy, I think it's about the job and the idea that, I think you will be pretty soon having a new job. And that's okay. I mean, obviously, do your best in any situation you're in, but recognize that change is coming. Von Ray, so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member here. Here's a card for you. The Queen of Wands reversed. This week, Von Ray, take better care of yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Make self-care your number one priority. You are important, you do matter, and you are worth it. Okay. Mayank Sharma. So we're not doing specific questions today. We're doing a card for the week ahead. I'm happy to do that for you. And that is the Knight of Wands. This week, go forward in pursuit of what you want. Figure out what you want and go get it. And Raquel, here's a card for Cassandra. New mommy Cassandra. I don't need a card for that. I bet she's tired. All right. For Cassandra, we have the World reversed. Life is different now. Life has changed a lot. And I can promise you this from my own experience. Just when you get it figured out, the child will grow and there will be a whole lot of new challenges. It's okay. That's true for all of us. You are fine. You've got this. It will be okay. It is not easy, but it is the best journey you will ever go on. Nalini, so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Here's a card for you. The Knight of Cups reversed. This week, you really have to let go of things of the past that have been hurtful. Recognize your role in them, recognize other people's roles in them, and then, do your final bit. You've been working on this for a while, but do your final bit of letting it go because it's time for something new. Angelic Michelle, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member here. And thanks so much for the super sticker. Here is a card for you. The Queen of Swords. Remember I said earlier, you can't always trust your intuition? Well, you can. Because the Queen of Swords, at least this week, is a woman who knows the truth. Recognize your power in that. Recognize your power to know the truth and speak the truth. And use it. Rosie Telser, so nice to see you. Ten of Cups reversed. There may be some things going on with your family this week that are a little bit difficult or upsetting or hurtful. Hold space for whatever that is. But remember that you can only do what you can do. And that you have to be responsible for yourself and your well-being as much as possible. Okay, let's see. Hey, Horse Van Dunn, nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member here. Here is a card for the week. Justice. Finding your balance, but also recognizing that the decisions you've made have been the correct decisions, that you are doing things the right way. You can trust that. Clumsy Clairvoyance, you're going to be bartending. Okay, let us know how that goes. I bet that's going to be fun. Amber A, nice to see you. Here's a card for you. The High Priestess, you're the second person to get this card today, but you got it up right. This week, spend some time looking within. Spend some time on your spiritual growth. You don't need to talk to everybody. Right now, if you're feeling more like being on your own and being in your own head, that's fine. Teresa, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a new member. You are indeed here on time. Knight of Swords, this week is going to go quickly. You're going to get a lot done. You know exactly what you need to do. There's a lot of growth here and a lot of cutting away of what is not serving you. Oh, Kim, thank you. I am pronouncing Yuhara's name correctly. That's wonderful. Love Angie, so nice to see you. So what we're doing here today is one card for the week ahead. It might be about love. It might be about anything else. Let's see what we got here. So 3 of Wands reversed. So Angie, there are some ways that you are thinking or things that you're doing that really are not serving you and aren't working. This week, figure out what's not working and figure out what you want to do instead. Raquel, a card for Ernest, of course. The Hanged Man. Ernest, this week there are some things that are not going to happen the way you want them to happen and are not going to happen as quickly as you want them to happen, and that's going to upset you. Be willing to wait. Be willing to be patient. Be willing to take time and try to do that in a way that is not like, okay, I'm being patient. Like really chill and all will be well. Okay. Hey, Chara, thank you for using the agreed emoji. That makes me happy. Okay. Princess Nee, a card for you. You're the second one to get this, 5 of Cups. There has been some difficult stuff here. Some loss or some upset. You have to hold space for that, but you also have to remember that all is not lost. And there are good things here too. And Wendy, yes, if I can quit the job I'm at before they unjustly quit me, that would be a great way to smash the patriarchs who run the company. Yeah, I think that's right. I think that's what you need. All right, from my perspective, I have answered every question here. If I accidentally missed you, I'm so sorry. Please do reiterate. And if you haven't asked for a card yet, if you're just sliding on in here, ask now. It is last call for readings, y'all. I want to remind you, Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, free class, Tarot for Beginners. Whether you're a beginner or not, please do join us. And please let friends know about this. This is a good class for everybody. And remember, the countdown is on for StarCon. Join us at StarCon in person or online. The choice is yours. And ticket prices range from $50 to $425. So there's definitely a ticket for you. All right, my friends, I want to thank you all so much for beginning the week with me. This is definitely a week to look deep and to find some healing. So let's all support each other in doing that. It's a good way to start the week. It's a good way to start the year. I'll see you soon.